Level 1. Suit up, idiot.
You ironed your shirt the night before. Not because you iron shirts. You haven't ironed a shirt since prom. But this is different. This is a job. This is adulthood. This is the part where you become a functional member of society. You set your alarm for 6 a.m., then 6:05, then 6:07, then 6:10 just in case. Your phone looks like a hostage negotiation. You walk into the office. Everyone is typing, aggressively typing, like their keyboard personally wronged them. Nobody looks up. You stand there for what feels like the entire first season of a Netflix show nobody asked for. Someone finally walks over. "Hey, you must be the new guy." "Yes, guilty, that's me. The new guy who ironed his shirt and set 47 alarms and Googled what to say on your first day at work at 2 a.m. last night." They show you your desk. It's giving participation trophy energy. You open your laptop, you wait for instructions. Nobody gives instructions. This is fine. Everything is fine. You open Excel, you close Excel. You open Excel again. You have been employed for 47 minutes and you have already developed a complicated relationship with Excel. First paycheck hits, you open the bank app, you do the math, you close the app, you open it again thinking maybe you miscalculated. You didn't miscalculate. But here's what nobody tells you about day one. You're not just starting a job, you're starting a clock. And the clock only goes one way.
Level 2. Learning the lies. Month 3. You know where the good coffee is. You know which printer actually works. You know which meetings are real and which ones exist purely to justify someone's calendar being full. You've learned the language, corporate speak, the dialect of people who bill by the hour and have nothing to say. Let's circle back on that. Translation: I forgot, you forgot, we all forgot. Let's pretend this never happened. We need more visibility on this. Translation: I have absolutely no idea what's going on and I need someone to explain it to me without making me look like I don't know what's going on. Let's take this offline. Translation: this meeting was pointless. We need another meeting to discuss how pointless this meeting was. You've also discovered the 3 types of coworkers. Type 1, the overachiever, sends emails at 11 p.m., replies to your reply before you finish sending it, has never taken a sick day. You fear them. Type 2, the philosopher, been here 15 years, knows where all the bodies are buried, gives you advice like, "This place will suck your soul if you let it." You respect them deeply but also find them slightly terrifying. Type 3, the survivor, does exactly enough to not get fired, has perfected the art of looking busy while watching YouTube at 1.5x speed. You're a spirit animal. And then one day, around month 4, you have a thought, a dangerous thought. I think I'm getting good at this. Not good at the work, good at the game, the politics, the performance, the art of seeming productive in a building full of people also seeming productive. That thought should terrify you. It does, for about 6 minutes. Then someone asks if you want Chipotle and you say yes because you're only human and the burrito bowl is the only thing getting you through Tuesday.
Level 3. Comfortable prison year 2. You got a raise. Not a "we believe in you" raise, not a "you're changing the company" raise, "please don't quit and make us hire someone new because HR is already overwhelmed" raise. The raise was 4%. Inflation was 6%. You did the math. You are technically making less money while feeling like you got a promotion. Capitalism really said gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. But the raise came with something dangerous: comfort. You upgraded your apartment slightly. You got a better coffee machine. You joined a gym. Week 1, 5 times. Week 2, 3 times. Week 3, once. Week 4, you drive past it and feel guilty. Your lifestyle expanded perfectly to fill your new salary. Like water fills a container, like debt finds available credit, like a meeting fills whatever time you give it. And now you're in the golden cage. It's a very nice cage. The cage has good lighting. The cage has dental. The cage has a 401k that HR explained to you once, and you nodded like you understood, and then immediately Googled, what is a 401k actually, when you got back to your desk. Sunday nights hit different now. Not sad, just heavy. That specific 7 p.m. Sunday feeling where the weekend is ending and you can physically feel Monday approaching like a weather system. You open Instagram. Someone from college started a company. Someone else is in Bali. Someone else just bought a house. You don't know if they're rich or just very good at angles and a ring light. You close Instagram. You open TikTok. You watch 47 videos about people who quit their jobs and are now making 6 figures selling digital products. It is now 1 a.m. You have work tomorrow. You have learned nothing and forgotten everything.
Level 4. Dangerous Googling.
It starts small, a whisper. A Tuesday afternoon thought that shows up uninvited, like a coworker who knocks and then immediately opens the door anyway. What if I didn't do this? You start watching YouTube videos about people who quit their jobs at 11 p.m., in bed, with your work laptop next to you because you never fully clock out anymore. You tell yourself it's research. It is not research. It's hope with a search history. You start a notes app document. You call it ideas, and you add things to it constantly, in meetings, in the elevator, in the bathroom, the only room in this building where nobody can schedule a meeting with you. You don't tell anyone, not your manager, not your work friends, not even your best friend yet, because saying it out loud makes it real, and real things can fail, and you cannot afford, emotionally, financially, or ego-wise, to have a real thing fail right now. So the document sits there, quietly, 37 ideas long, waiting. Then one Tuesday, always a Tuesday, Tuesdays are the Mondays of the rest of the week, you get passed over for a promotion. Someone else got it, less experienced than you, but he plays golf with the director. Golf. You didn't know golf was a job requirement. It wasn't in the job posting. You checked. You went back and checked again. You walk back to your desk. You open the Notes app. You add idea number 38, and for the first time, you don't close it.
Level 5, glorious $47. You start something. Nothing crazy. A small thing. A side thing. I'm not quitting my job, I'm just exploring thing that you definitely aren't emotionally completely invested in already. First month, nothing. Second month, still nothing. You Google, how long does it take to make money online? Google says, it depends. Thanks, Google. Super helpful. Really earning those ad dollars. Third month, you make $47. $47. You screenshot it immediately. You send it to nobody because you haven't told anyone yet, but you stare at that screenshot like it's the Mona Lisa, because $47 from something you built hits different than $4,700 from something someone else built and generously allows you to be a small part of in exchange for 40 hours a week and your Sunday nights. But then, big project at work. Deadline. Late nights. The side thing goes quiet. 1 week. 2 weeks. 3 weeks. You tell yourself you'll get back to it after the deadline. The deadline passes, you don't get back to it. And here is the thing nobody tells you. Most people quit here. Not with a dramatic decision, not with a speech, they just stop opening the laptop. 1 night becomes 1 week. 1 week becomes 1 month. 1 month becomes, I used to have this idea once. The timing wasn't right. Maybe someday. Maybe someday is where dreams go to wait forever. But you remember the $47. That screenshot, still in your camera roll, between a meme and a photo of your dinner that you thought looked good enough to post, but never did, and something, small, stubborn, slightly irrational, refuses to let you forget what $47 from something you built actually felt like.
Level 6, 5:30 a.m. 5:30 a.m., your alarm goes off. Not your work alarm, your other alarm. The one you set for yourself, the one nobody asked you to set, the one that exists purely because you decided that the hours before the world needs you belong to you. 5:30 a.m. is a different planet.
It's dark, it's quiet, it's the only time of day when your email hasn't found you yet. Your phone hasn't buzzed, your manager hasn't messaged, the calendar hasn't ambushed you with a 9 a.m. all hands that could have been an email. It's just you and the thing you're building, and bad coffee in the completely unreasonable belief that this might actually work. 6 months of 5:30 a.m.s. You are tired. Not, I need a nap tired. My soul has left my body and is watching from the ceiling slightly concerned tired. You're running 2 operating systems on hardware designed for one. Job by day, dream by 5:30 a.m. Sleep somewhere in between if the anxiety gives you permission. Your friends think you've become boring. You never come out anymore. You've been so weird lately. Are you okay? You are okay. You are more than okay. You are building something at 5:30 in the morning that might change everything. But you can't explain that at a Friday night dinner without sounding either completely delusional or like you're about to pitch them an MLM. So you just say, I've been busy. Then, one morning, regular Tuesday, 5:47 a.m., third bad coffee of the week, you check the numbers. The thing you built at 5:30 a.m. made more last month than your first paycheck ever did. You don't jump around, you don't call anyone, you just sit there with your bad coffee in the dark at 5:47 a.m. And you smile because you know what this number means. The question is no longer what if. The question is now when.
Level 7. See you never. You write the resignation email, delete it. Write it again, delete it. Write it again. Resignation V1. Resignation V2. Resignation final. Resignation actual final. Resignation, okay, this is really it. Not because you don't know what to say, because once you hit send, the safety net disappears. No more predictable number hitting your account every 2 weeks. No more health insurance you never fully understood but were deeply comforted by. No more being able to say, I work at blank when someone asks what you do. Instead, you'll say, I run my own thing. And they'll nod, the polite nod, the I support you but I don't fully believe in this nod. You send the email. Your manager calls you in. Are you sure about this? No. Yes. Both. Neither. All of the above. You have a real future here. You smile. You say thank you. You think, I know, that's exactly why I'm leaving. This place will always have a future for me. That's the trap. Last day. Someone brings a cake. Store-bought. Good luck in blue frosting. Slightly smudged because someone touched it in the car. You eat 2 pieces. Stress eating is valid. Nobody can judge you today. You walk out. The automatic doors open. You stand outside for a second. And for the first time in however many years, nobody tells you where to be tomorrow. That feeling? Terrifying. Completely, fully, genuinely terrifying. Which it turns out is exactly what freedom feels like at the beginning. No one told you freedom would feel like jumping off a cliff and figuring out how to build the plane on the way down. But here you are, falling, building, figuring it out. And somehow, for the first time in years, fully, completely alive.
Surprise! It's you! Here is what psychology actually says about everything you just lived. And I promise this is the part where it actually gets interesting. The 9 to 5 is not the villain. I know, controversial opinion, stick with me. The 9 to 5 gave you discipline when you had none. It showed you how systems worked before you had to build your own. It funded your 5:30 a.m.s. It gave you the stability to take a calculated risk instead of a desperate one. The 9 to 5 wasn't the prison. Treating it like the destination was the prison. There's a psychological concept called the hedonic treadmill, the idea that humans adapt to every new level of comfort almost immediately. You got the job, felt amazing, then normal. You got the raise, felt amazing, then normal. You got the better apartment, felt amazing, then normal. The treadmill keeps moving, the feeling keeps resetting, and if you're not careful, you spend your entire life running on a treadmill pointed at someone else's finish line. Most people stay because they can't leave.
but because leaving requires answering a question most people spend their whole lives successfully avoiding. What do I actually want to build? Not what pays well, not what makes sense on LinkedIn, not what your parents understand. What do you actually want to build? The people who make it out are not the ones who hated their jobs the most. They're the ones who decided that not knowing what they were capable of was scarier than finding out. You set 47 alarms on your first day. You were nervous. You were hopeful. You ironed a shirt at midnight. That person never needed the job to become something. They just needed to stop waiting for someone else's permission to find out what that something was. Every week on Frank Invests, we put you inside the story, not watching from the outside, living it from the inside. Because the fastest way to think differently about money and work is to live through the moments that change everything. Subscribe. The 5:30 a.m. version of you is waiting.